the kingdom of Murtana, united by King Robar II. During the long years of his reign, he was able to defeat all foes of his realm. All except one. The war against the orcs took its toll, and the prisoners of the realm were to pay the price. The king needed swords for his army, and every man guilty of a crime, no matter how insignificant, was forced to work in the ore mines of Khorinis. To make it impossible for them to escape, the king sent out the best magicians of the kingdom to create a magic barrier around the entire valley. I was one of them. Something disturbed the delicate structure of magic. We were trapped inside our own barrier. 1 second of negligence was enough for the prisoners. Khorinis was now under the control of the convicts. The king had no choice. He had to negotiate. He needed the ore. Month after month, the king supplied everything the prisoners needed. Month after month, they brought the ore to the edge of the barrier in exchange. Until the present day. Another convict was brought to the cliff. He did not know, but he would change everything.
In the name of King Robar II, bearer of the scepter of Verant, I sentence this convict to...
Stop! Convict, I've got an offer to make you. This letter must reach the leader of the Magicians of Fire.
You're wasting your time.
You may choose your own reward. They'll give you anything you ask for.
Very well, I'll take your letter. On one condition. Spare me the rest of his nonsense.
How dare you!
Keep silent. Right, send him in.
Welcome to the colony.
That's enough. Leave him alone. And now scram. Get up. I'm Diego.
I'm
not interested in who you are. You've just arrived. I look after the new arrivals. That's all for now. If you plan to stay alive for a while, you should talk to me. But of course, I won't keep you from choosing your own destruction. Well, what do you think?
Okay, what do I need to know about this place?
We call it the colony. You'll know already that we produce ore for the king. Well, at least we do, in the old camp. There are 3 camps within the barrier. The old camp is the biggest, and it was the first.
How do I get to the old camp?
You just follow this path. The old camp is the next reasonably safe-looking place you'll come across. There are a lot of wild beasts between the camps. You'd be mad to walk around without a weapon.
Where do I get a weapon?
When you get to the old mine, have a look around. I'm sure you'll find something useful. The mine is easy to find. It's just a few meters along the canyon.
Why did you help me?
Because you needed help. Otherwise, Bullet and his boys might have killed you. And I couldn't just stand by and watch, because I came all this way to make a suggestion.
A suggestion?
Yes. After this little incident with Bullet and his guys, you should be aware now that you need protection. Everyone who arrives here has a choice. There are 3 camps in the colony. and you'll have to join one of them. I'm here to show the new ones that the old camp is the best place for them.
Where's Bullet now?
He and the others bring the goods from the outside world into the camp. You'll find him there. But if you plan to fight him, be careful. He's an experienced warrior.
I have a letter for the High Magician of the Circle of Fire.
Really?
I was given it by a mage shortly before they threw me in here.
You're lucky I can't afford to show my face around the mages anymore. Anyone else would gladly slit your throat for that letter. That's because the mages pay their couriers a lot, and most people here don't have anything. If I were you, I'd shut up until I met one of the mages. Although in your situation, that's not likely to happen.
Why not?
The mages are in the castle in the old camp. Only Gomez's people are allowed to enter the castle.
Let's assume I want to join his people. What do I need to do?
At the gate of the castle, you'll find a man called Thoris. Tell him Diego sent you.
Who's Gomez?
Gomez is the most powerful ore baron. He's the boss of the old camp, the most powerful man in the colony.
Thanks for your help.
We'll meet in the old camp.
You're hunting, aren't you?
Looks like it. What do you want?
Do you have some hints for the hunt?
I could teach you a few things, but everything has its price.
Which would be how much?
A good gulp of beer will do to start with. Then we'll see.
Here you are. Take a beer and tell me about hunting.
Scavengers. That's what we call the big birds. Should be attacked one after the other. It's easy to lure single scavengers from the pack. If you come too close, they'll become irritated. After a while, they'll storm in your direction. At this point, you should be waiting for them with a raised weapon. If you manage to strike the beast before it hits you, you have to keep fighting. Then you'll be able to defeat the creature without being hurt yourself. If it hits you first, well, just don't let him.
What else can you tell me about hunting?
A lot, but it'll cost you more than a beer. If you know how, you can take the creature's teeth, claws, and skin. It's hard to get them, but they are valuable. At least every merchant will trade those things with you.
You're demanding a lot for your advice.
Possibly, but you can earn a lot of ore with this knowledge. All the animals you kill without knowing how to cut them up will just rot away. That's a wasted opportunity of skinning them and selling the fur at a high price. If I were you, I'd try to gain this knowledge as soon as possible.
Hey, you.
What do you want?
I want to warn you. If you continue this way, you'll be entering our hunting ground.
Thanks for your help.
Don't go thinking everyone's gonna be so friendly, kid. There may not be much in a newcomer's pockets, but some folks would even beat you up for a pickaxe.
I'll keep it in mind.
What are you...
What are you doing here?
Oh, I'm fed up with the old camp. I had trouble with Gomez's folks. That was some time ago. I guess nobody remembers that now, but I'm staying here. There's too many blockheads running about in the old camp for my liking.
That's how it goes.
That's your own.
A fight! He's had enough!
You'll be sorry for that.
Where do you...
To the camp.
You ain't come to make trouble, have you?
Diego says I'm to meet him in the camp.
Okay, in you go then.
I'd better keep out of it. You think? Wouldn't like to be in his shoes.
Hang on.
Rely on something.
I'd better keep out of it.
I'd better keep out of it.
It was obvious that...
Maybe. It was
Tell me something about the old camp.
It's the biggest and most powerful of the three camps. Gomez and his guys control the camp and thereby the whole ore trade. Once a month, the king sends us everything we need. We've got the old guy in our grip, you understand? He sends us wine, bread, meat, weapons, everything. You can also get some of it. All you have to do is join Gomez's people.
What about the two other camps?
The two other camps split up to pursue their crazy escape plans. There's the new camp in the west of the colony, where the mages think they can just detonate the barrier as soon as they've scraped enough ore together. And then there's the sect loonies in the east. Their camp is in the middle of the swamp, and they're praying to their idol to set them free. He hasn't responded so far. If I were you, I wouldn't waste my time on those madcaps.
Tell me more about the barrier.
There isn't much to tell. It's impenetrable.
What happens if I just walk out of here?
The last one who tried that reached the other side a dead man. This damn barrier lets you in, but you'll never get out of here.
If there's a way out, I'll find it.
You're already in a rush to get out of here? But you've only just arrived.
Take care. I want to...
Oh, yeah? And what makes you think Gomez will be interested in having you work for him?
Why don't you give me the test?
It ain't that easy, kid. Any newcomer who wants to get anywhere needs a patron. That patron has to be one of Gomez's people. He'll test you, and if you fail, you're his responsibility. That's the law around here.
Diego says you decide who Gomez is interested in.
Huh? If Diego thinks you're okay, why doesn't he take care of you? Look, let me explain. Diego's gonna test you. If he thinks you're good enough, I'll let you into the castle to see Gomez. Whatever happens after that is up to you, okay?
I'll talk to Diego. There must be something you want done.
No. The things we guards deal with are a bit above you, kid. You just stick to the tasks your patron sets for you.
I'm quite capable of doing anything you tell me to.
Oh, so you're intent on failing, eh? There is one thing that only someone who's not with Gomez can see to. But I'm warning you, you blow this and you'll be in mighty big trouble.
I'm ready for your task.
What I'm about to tell you is between you and me, and nobody else must ever hear about it. Understood?
Sure.
We have a problem with a guy from the new camp. His name's Mordrag. He's been stealing from the ore barons. Of course, that applies to a lot of the rogues in the new camp. But this guy has the nerve to come to our camp and sell our stolen goods to our boys. He's gone too far. But he knows I can't do anything about it.
Why?
Because he's under the protection of the mages.
Maybe.
Sounds to me like the mages are your problem.
Yeah, but they're a problem that's hard to solve. A few years back, one of the shadows tried to stab the High Magician of the Circle of Fire while he was sleeping. They found him later in the Outer Ring. In fact, he was scattered all over the Outer Ring.
Why do the mages protect that Mordrag?
Because they use him as a gopher. Our local mages are in contact with the mages over in the new camp. They often send gophers back and forth. They're likely to become very unpleasant if I throw one of their gophers out of the camp or have him killed.
What about me? What do you think the mages will do to me?
You're new here. You'll be okay. But I'm responsible for what my boys do. That's why it's vital that you keep your mouth shut.
Where can I find Mordred?
You'll find him at the south gate on the other side of the castle, just beyond the entrance. The bastard wouldn't dare come any further into the camp.
Do you want me to kill the guy?
I want you to make sure I never see his face around here again. I don't care how you do it.
I'll take care of it.
Maybe. You're very probably right.
I've talked to Thoris.
And what did he say?
He says that I can join the old camp if you think that I'm good enough.
Looks like I have myself a new job.
Do we start right now?
First, there are a few things you should know.
What do I have to know to be accepted in the old camp?
If you want to join the camp, you'll have to earn some brownie points. There are a few influential people in the outer ring. Most of them are shadows. If you manage to impress them, it'll earn you a few brownie points. Then you'll have to stand the test of faith. Besides, there are a lot of skills every new arrival has to learn. The more you learn, the more valuable you'll be for us.
Who can...
Start with Fingers. He's the most skillful among us. If you keep your eyes peeled, you'll find other people who can teach you.
Where can I find Fingers?
His hut's kind of hidden. It's next to the castle wall. Just start out here and go towards the arena. When you're at the castle gate, go down to the left, and you'll be heading for the arena.
Can you teach me something?
Yes, I can teach you to improve your dexterity or your strength. Your strength has increased. Come back soon. There are many things you need to learn.
Take care.
That's not really my problem.
That's really not my problem.
Let's talk about some always.
I doubt that's ever like.
How are you...
Well, since I stopped working in the mine, I can't really complain.
And where do you get your ore from?
I help people who have problems. If you get into trouble with influential people here, I can help you sort the thing out.
To be in his shoes, though. Wasn't very clever. I'd better keep out of it. I doubt that's ever like it. I'm not involved. How it goes.
Hang on.
Maybe.
Not rushing into anything.
Let's talk about
People always talk. You shouldn't believe everything you hear.
That's not really my problem.
Hi, I'm new here.
What do you want from me?
I want to become one of you. I want to join the camp.
Looking for people to support you, eh? If you want me to have a word with Diego about you, you need to do me a favor.
What kind of favor do you want?
I want one of Fisk's weapons. He's one of the traders at the marketplace. He won't sell it to me. It's a broadsword with ornaments. I'll give you 100 ore to collect the weapon for me, but don't tell him about me.
Okay, give me the 100 ore nuggets. I'll get the thing.
Here you go. Come straight back to me.
I'd better keep out of it. That won't happen.
I wouldn't like to be in his shoes. People don't need to know it.
Hey, man.
And you're in trouble. That's how it goes.
I'd like to buy a sword, but not just a simple one. I'd like something more ornamental.
I have one you'll like. The shadow who wanted to collect it won't be coming anymore. That'll be 110 ore. Interested?
Yes, I'll take it.
You got a good deal here.
Have you got armor?
Well, I'm sure that I can satisfy you.
There must be something about
Give me the...
Come back.
Rely on somebody and you're in trouble. That's how it goes.
I'm not listening to all the blather.
Hang on. Better not go rushing into anything.
I doubt that's ever likely to change. Let's talk about... Rely on somebody and you're in trouble. That's how it goes.
Ah, new face.
What do you want?
I want to offer you help. You're new here and the new ones always get into trouble. You could save yourself a lot by making a small donation. Just 10 ore, man. It ain't much to ask.
Here's 10 ore, and you'll have to help me if I get into trouble.
You can count on me if I'm close by. You'll find me between the marketplace and the south gate. The other areas are Fletcher and Bloodwin's affair.
Hang on. Better not go rushing in. I'm not listening to...
There was a time when things would have gotten very...
Hang
Let's
on.
talk about something
Better
else
not go
instead.
rushing into anything. You're very probably right. We'll always talk.
I doubt that's ever likely.
That won't happen again.
Hi, I'm new here.
You don't say. Tell me about the outside world. It's been over a month since I heard anything from outside. I'm Kurgo. I fight in the arena.
Are you good?
At fighting? I haven't been doing it for long, but I've already won a fight.
You're very probably right.
I'm new.
I'm Kareem. You must have just been booted in here, or else you'd have heard of me. I'm the best fighter this damned camp has ever seen.
I want to join the camp. Can you help me?
I might be able to, if you manage to impress me. Some of the best fighters from all three camps come here to compete against each other. Challenge one of them to a fight. I'll watch you, and if you're good, maybe I'll think about it.
What's your...
I'm in charge of the arena. I organize the bets, hire new fighters, you know.
Do you train fighters at all?
Yeah, but not just for fun. If you want me to train you, you'll have to pay for it.
I want to improve my handling of...
That's a good decision. Before you can improve your technique, you'll have to learn how to hold the weapon right. Beginners often tend to hold one-handed weapons with both hands. Now, don't even start getting into that habit. It'll do you no good. Hold the weapon with one hand, blade up, and keep swinging it. You have to learn to harmonize your weapon's swing with your own movements. That'll make you faster in the attack. If you keep in mind what I've taught you, your fights will be more elegant and a lot faster in future. Oh yeah, one more thing. Some hits cause more damage than others. As a beginner, you don't stand much of a chance making critical hits. But the further you progress, the better you get.
That won't happen again.
That's how it goes. You have to watch what you tell.
You're very probably right.
Wasn't very.
Let's talk
I'd like to
about
change.
something else
What?
instead.
But I don't want to fight. Why don't we just have a beer together and...
If you think
Okay.
Here you are.
Thanks. I'm afraid I can't tell you much about the outside world. They kept me locked away in a dark hole for
That's a shame. Oh well, never mind. Hey, you're still looking pretty good for someone who's been locked up for 2 months.
I'd like it to stay that way too.
Then why do you insist on fighting one of us?
I want to get acknowledged in the camp.
By Scotty, you mean? He's one of the most influential men in the Outer Ring. You might be able to impress him by defeating me. But if you really want to impress him, it's Karim you need to beat. Only thing is, I'm afraid he might be too good for you. If you still want to fight me, let me know. But I won't enjoy knocking you out cold.
Let's fight.
Follow me. Right.
The fight's been decided.
Don't try that again.
You gotta watch what you. Wasn't very clever. There was a time. People always talk.
Probably right. You have to watch what you tell people.
That was
I'm not listening.
It was up. I doubt that's ever.
There was a time when things would have gone very differently.
I doubt that's ever likely to.
That's really not my problem. I doubt that's ever likely to change.
Hey, you!
Hey, you! Beat it! The right decision.
long.
That wasn't very clever.
I wouldn't like.
Rely.
There was a time.
You have to watch what you tell people.
That won't happen again.
That wasn't very clever.
If you think
Hang on. Better not go rushing in.
Really not my problem.
you have to watch what you tell people.
You shouldn't believe everything you hear.
I'm not listening to all that blathering anymore.
I'd better keep out of it.
I'm not listening to all that blathering anymore.
Maybe.
I better keep out of it.
There was a time when things would have gone very differently.
Every time.
Let's talk about something else instead.
Maybe.
I doubt that's going to change.
You have to watch what you tell people.
I'm not listening to all that blathering.
It was obvious
Better
that
not
they
go
would be
rushing into anything.
I'm here.
I'm not listening.
Hey, you!
Better not go rushing into anything.
That's not really my problem.
Oh, you're looking for a chance to prove your worth?
Always talk.
Good.
That won't
You can
happen
do me a
again.
favor. If you do it well, I'll speak up for you in front of Diego.
What is it?
Old story
In the
every
sect
time.
camp, there's a man called Kalam, quite a big shot. One of the gurus of the sect.
wouldn't like to be in his
Kalam
shoes,
is an
though.
alchemist. He has the recipe for an effective healing potion.
listening to all the
I'd like to buy the recipe off him. Then I can produce it myself. But nobody can get near Kalam.
And what do you expect me to do?
The sect loonies are looking for new people all the time.
not really my
You're new here. Just pretend you want to be recruited. Kalam is one of the gurus. That means he checks the new candidates. If you get in touch with him,
must be
try to
something
get the
about that
recipe.
story after
Whether you want to pay for it or you don't. I don't care.
Hang on. Better not go rushing.
Sounds like a difficult business. How much is in it for me?
At some point, Diego will
That's not
ask
really my
me
problem.
if you're suitable for us. Just guess what my answer will depend on.
I doubt that's ever likely to change.
Maybe I'll have to pay for the recipe. Give me 50 ores in advance payment.
Some
Forget
people
it.
Never learn.
Okay, I'll...
As long as I'm not involved.
Sure.
I got...
I doubt that's ever likely to change.
You're very probably right.
There must be something about that story after all.
There must be something about that story after all.
Let's talk about something else instead.
You rely on somebody and you're in trouble. That's how it goes.
But keep it to yourself. People don't need to know it. Let's talk about something else
You're very
instead.
probably right. I wouldn't like to be in his shoes, though. That won't happen again.
But keep it to yourself. People don't need to know.
You rely on somebody and you're in trouble. That's how it
People always talk. There must be something about that story after all.
It's really not. It was obvious that there would be trouble ahead.
And you...
I thought you...
Here.
Totally idiotic.
Wasn't too...
That won't happen. I thought that had been cleared up ages ago. Totally idiotic.
If you think people always talk,
There must be something about that.
that won't happen again. He's had enough! I thought that had been cleared up ages ago.
Hey, you!
There must be
Keep
something
out
about
of-
people. People always talk.
You won, okay?
There must be something obvious that there
You won, okay?
I thought that'd be cleared up ages ago.
And you're in trouble. That's how it goes.
I'd say.
A fight!
I'd better keep out.
People always talk.
Hang on, better not go for
You have to watch what you tell people.
You have to watch.
I wouldn't like to be an issue.
Same old story every time.
Hey, you.
Are you talking?
And most of the guys they chuck in here are bastards. They think they can do what they like to you, but we won't allow that. Gomez wants some peace in the camp, and we guards make sure he gets it. But it's a job that doesn't come cheap. That's why I'm asking you for some ore. Look on it as a kind of token of friendship. You help us, and we'll help you. If you get in trouble, we'll be there for you.
Is that a threat?
On the contrary, it's an offer of friendship.
Not my problem.
You mean you...
Have it your own way, kid. You'll soon regret turning down a friendly offer.
See ya.
Take care.
Very clever.
Let's talk about something
Same old story.
I thought that had been cleared ages ago.
What if I am?
I could help you.
And how?
There are two guys sitting around outside the camp. And one of them has stolen something from the ore barons. It's a precious amulet, which should have arrived with the last convoy. One of them should still be in possession of the amulet. If we attack them together, we should manage. I couldn't do it on my own. What do you say?
Same old story.
Count.
All right, just tell me when.
Same old story every time.
I'm ready to go with you. Let's get the amulet.
Okay.
Trouble. That's how it goes. I bet it.
That won't happen again.
People always talk.
People always talk.
A fight!
It was a good fight, just too short.
If you think. People. I'm not.
Hang on. Better not go rushing into anything.
Thought that had been cleared up ages ago.
Rely on somebody.
Put the damn weapon. Put the damn weapon. Let's talk.
Maybe
You're very probably right.
People always
Rely
talk.
on somebody and you're in trouble. That's how it goes.
Believe everything you hear.
I want to become a shadow.
So?
Can you help me?
I wouldn't know how.
I'm looking for somebody to teach me something.
Why have you come to me?
Diego sent me.
You should have said that before. If you want to join the camp, it's an advantage to be a good fighter or thief. If the influential shadows in this camp test you, they'll give you tasks you'd better not get caught doing. That's why the way of the thief would be a good start to you. Incidentally, I'm the best thief in the whole of the old camp.
You wouldn't speak up for me in front of Diego, would you?
Depends. If you demonstrate that you've learned something as a thief, we could make use of you.
How am I supposed to do that?
Learn a thief's skill. You need to become more skilled in sneaking around, pickpocketing, or opening locks. Then you'll have my vote.
What can you teach me?
That depends on...
How can I
I can't teach...
Some people never learn. Wasn't very clever.
That's really not my problem. That won't happen again.
Why does that happen over and over? Believe everything all that blathering anymore.
Hey, no.
You have a problem.
Really? What's that?
There are people around here who want to get rid of you.
Really? Then you can tell them they should send someone along to enforce their wish.
What makes you so sure I'm not the one to do it?
'Cause I think you're smarter than that, boy. You'll soon realize that there are better opportunities than working for Gomez. We, too, need capable people in the new camp. And nobody tells you what to do.
And if I want it...
If you're serious, we can go now. I can take you to Laris. He's the head of our gang. But if you prefer to beat me out of the camp, well, go for it.
Let's go to the new camp.
Okay, follow me. Well, here we... When you pass through the gate, you'll reach the new camp. Talk to Lars. He will help you. Give this to him. It's a precious ring. It's your ticket to see Lars. You need a good reason to be allowed to meet him. Well, thinking about it, I think I'll stay here for some time. I've earned enough for now, and things are heating up in the old camp. If you want, come and meet me at the bar. It's the hut out on the lake. Take care.
See you.
That's really not my problem.
I'd better keep...
As long as I'm not involved.
You're very probably right.
As long as I'm not involved.
Hey, just this way you can make friends with a few people. What do you think?
Maybe later.
But I won't need anybody later. I need your help right now. You want to help me or not?
Take the water to the peasants yourself.
That's no good way of treating friends.
Do you intend to stop me?
No, but you should know what's waiting for you. This is not like in the old camp.
And what am I expecting here?
There are no guards or Templars to look after you. It's every man for himself. The only ones who stick together are us mercenaries. Watch your back.
You'll be sorry for that.
Maybe. And where do you want to go?
Why?
Forget it.
Some people never learn.
Put that weapon down.
You shouldn't believe
I'm a...
You don't look like...
Some people
How about...
never
How much ore exactly is some?
I have 10 ore.
10 ore? For...
Next time I'll
Well,
kill
you sure showed it.
That wasn't very clever.
And
Why?
for... How?
There must be something
What do you say?
about that story.
That's about half of what...
I'm not listening to all that
How about-
blathering
How much-
anymore.
Keep it to yourself. People don't need
Uh-huh.
to know.
Truly...
Maybe.
That wasn't very clever.
What a fight.
Try that again, and you'll regret it.
I better keep out of it. If you think.
You're from...
I'm Baal Kagan. The sleep will be with you.
What are you doing here?
Originally, I was sent here to convince people to join our brotherhood, but these barbarians are not interested in spiritual enlightenment. Therefore, I'm restricted to selling swamp weed. And that is a popular occupation here. Too popular. I can hardly deliver as much as they want to have.
Why don't they send an extra man here?
Baal Isidro was meant to help me, but he just spends all day in the bar on the lake and trades his weed for rice schnapps. He's addicted to the spirit. I fear I cannot expect any help from him.
I could help you sell your weed to the people.
I can only entrust such a large amount of weed to members of the Brotherhood. But you could help me give out gifts. Not everybody has tasted my goods yet. As soon as they've tried the weed, they'll want more, which means I can sell more.
I thought you could hardly manage to do your tasks now.
Baal Isidro will be taken care of soon. I've already sent a message to Kor Kalam.
What's in it for me if I hand out the weed for you?
I can reward you in many different ways. You can get magic spell scrolls from me, bearing the powerful magic of the sleeper. Or I can help you join our community if that's what you want. I have very good contacts to Kor Kalam and Baal Tyon. Both are very close to E. Baryon, our master. I can pay you with plain ore as well if you prefer. 100 nuggets should be enough for your efforts.
Okay, give me...
You're sure to find someone who'll take it. Talk to people, but only give one stalk to each person. One more thing. If you let somebody take the weed from you or if you smoke it yourself, our deal ceases to exist.
Sure. I've shared...
I haven't...
Do you want some swamp weed?
I'll give you 10 ore for it. Here. Anytime you need to get rid of some more, just stop by.
Do you want some...
I'll give you 10 anytime.
I'm not listening.
Shh, hey.
Who?
Exactly.
What do you...
You've just arrived. There are a lot of things. Besides, you have to...
What's the matter with Butch?
He has the mean habit of beating up the new ones. So you better avoid meeting him.
I have some swamp weed here. Do you want some?
Sure. Here's 10 ore. Come by again with...
Let's talk about something else instead.
Greetings, magician.
May the blessing of Adanos be with you. I can help you to increase your magic powers or give you some useful items. What can I do for you?
I want to... I have some swamp weed here. Do you want any?
Why not? I'll give you 10 ore for it. Go and ask some of the other guys. They're bound to want some too.
Hey!
Who are you?
I am Gorn, mercenary of the magicians.
I wouldn't like to be in his shoes, though.
Can I stay somewhere here without having to kick somebody out of his hut?
I don't think so. But if that's really what you want to do, go and see Shrike. He's taken the hut right at the front, at the entrance to the cave. It was empty, but it really belonged to us.
Us?
Well, us mercenaries. Mercenaries and rogues live separately here. And none of Laris's gang should be here, on this side of the big hole. It doesn't make much difference, really, but he didn't ask. And you can't let those rogues get away with everything, because then they get real cocky.
What do you have to do as a mercenary of the magicians?
Lee has made a deal with the magicians. He hires the best fighters to be found in the colony, which means us. We take care that the scrapers can mine the ore without being bothered and keep trouble away from the magicians. The magicians make sure we'll get out of here. And we get a small share of the ore as our pay.
It was obvious that there would be trouble ahead.
What do I have to do to join the new camp?
Before Lee admits you, you'll have to improve your fighting skills. It doesn't matter what weapon you use, but you have to be good. Besides, you should be very experienced with the life here and everything. If you don't want to go to the other camps, you should try to join the rogues before you start as a mercenary.
Something about that story after all.
See you later.
I better keep out of it.
Do you want some swamp weed?
Sure, if you get your hand...
Rely on somebody and you're in trouble. That's how it goes. Well, there was a...
Hey, that's really not my problem.
Do you want some...
Sure I do. Here's 10 ore. If you get your hands on it...
I have some swamp weed here. Do you want any?
Why not? I'll give you 10 ore for it. Go and ask some of the other...
I wouldn't like to be in his shoes.
That wasn't very clever.
Well, there was a time when
You look like you could do with some swamp weed.
He got some. I'll have a stalk for 10 ore. Come back any time, brother.
time when things would have gone very differently. Maybe.
Some people never learn.
You look like you could do with some swamp weed.
He got some. I'll have a stalk for 10 ore.
Let's rely on somebody. You're in trouble. That's how.
I have some swamp weed here. Do you want some?
Sure. Here's 10 ore. Come by again when you get some more, will ya?
You look like you could do with some swamp weed.
But you got none.
You have to watch what you tell people.
I doubt it's ever likely to change.
It was obvious that there'd be trouble.
I've shared out.
The first new customers have already been to see me. You've done a good job. What will you have as a reward?
I'll take the 100 ore.
Very well. Here.